Welcome Yamhill County to Speaking Frankly. I'm your host, Howie Harkema, and our tagline is, "And how we doing?" Today our topic is the McMinnville Rotary Peace Village 2017, and we have Larry Strober, who is the Sunrise Rotary President. Welcome, Larry.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Great to have you with us. So what is the Peace Village?
Peace Village is a day camp. It's a 1-week day camp. It will happen in August of this year. It's the first one in McMinnville. And it's about teaching mindfulness, decision-making, respect for the other, accepting diversity.
Awesome. And this is your first annual. Do you hope to do this yearly?
There are a number of peace villages in Newburgh. This is their 5th year.
Oh, really?
Like Oswego, it's 21st year. Like us, let's see, Lincoln City has done it for a number of years. We expect to do it every year.
Wow. So who is Peace Village for?
It's for 3rd graders to 8th graders, 8-year-olds to 14-year-olds. They're not only coming from McMinnville. We'll have some from the coast, some from the Grand Ronde area, some from Newburgh.
And does it cost money to come to this event?
We are charging $135 for the 1-week event, which includes a t-shirt, a water bottle, breakfast and lunch every day, transportation if you need it. And between the 2 Rotary clubs in the Rotary District, we have about 30 to 35 scholarships available of $100 each.
That's fantastic. That really offsets the cost for those that really couldn't afford it.
And we want people who are of all stratuses in the community.
Oh, I would think
to be part.
so. Sure. So what is your theme for this year?
Respect for the other.
Very good.
And we're trying very hard to put together a lot of others.
Very good. So when and where and what times and why are you doing this Peace Village?
The why is because I've been a Rotarian for 4 years. It's my year is almost up as being president. Peace is what has resonated with me within Rotary. So I've established my club, Sunrise Rotary, as a peace builder club, one of 26 other peace builder clubs
Fantastic.
in the area. We hosted 25 Mandela Washington Fellows last summer.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute.
We launched a peace builder tour at the Aviation Museum in July, and it went up and down the coast, recruiting Rotary clubs to be peace builder clubs. We planted our first peace pole a month or so ago at City Hall,
Right.
Civic Hall, and then Peace Village is an extension of that effort.
So this year's Peace Village is going to be out at the Evergreen Aviation Museum.
The Space Museum.
And also at the Falls Center.
The Falls Event Center has donated the classrooms and the lodge. The classrooms are in the Space Museum.
Okay.
So we have room for 75 kids.
And it begins on what date and ends on what date?
It's August 14th through 18th, Monday through Friday, from 8 in the morning to about 3:30 in the afternoon. And then on Friday night, we're going to kind of try and wrap it up and put everything together.
Awesome. So collaborations include both McMinnville Rotary clubs.
Both Rotary clubs, the school district, the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum, the Falls Event Center, and the Peace Valley School, which is functioning as our fiscal agent.
Would you talk about what that photo is?
Yeah, those are the 25 or so Mandela Washington Fellows. They are leaders that were chosen from 25 different sub-Saharan African countries. Countries like Chad, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Niger. And we had an amazing bonding when they were in town. They were here for an entire day, but they have bonded as a group in Africa, and they will be part of our Peace Village. Maybe not all 25,
Right.
but at least 6 or 7 will be part of a peace message from Africa to McMinnville.
Paul, could you bring up the next one, please?
Yeah, that's our launch of our Peace Builder Tour, where we had 50 or so people from the area create a peace circle underneath the spruce goose, and that is serving as the logo for this Peace Builder Tour. We have Edwina, who's the coming in president of Rotary. Ken Moore's in there somewhere.
Right.
Reem Gunaim from Palestine. Some Yamhill Valley peacemakers.
Yes, Kathy Yen, Wayne Beckwith over there, and a couple others.
Yeah, so that was a fun time, and it was a very nice experience.
Yes, and what does this trailer have to do with?
The trailer is the Peace Builder hub that has traveled up and down the West Coast. I still have parts of it in my garage. But the young lady on the hubmobile, Sarah Ahmad, is from the Peace City of Dayton, Ohio. And at this event, we played a video of a song she wrote of what kind of world do you want it to be. And Sarah has agreed to be live on Skype during our Peace Village.
That's fantastic.
She is going to sing the song, and she will teach our Peace Villagers to sing with her.
That is awesome, and we're going to come back to her in just a few minutes here. Talk about your keynote speaker, and Paul, if you would bring that graphic up, please. There he is.
There he is. Prince Lorenzo Ramadan Maria de Medici from Florence, Italy, is an artist who spends half his time in Italy, half in California. He's agreed to be our keynote speaker, and he is a direct descendant of Prince Lorenzo of Florence, Italy during the Renaissance, where they supported Michelangelo and Raphael. They were the first bank ever. They invented the check. His family includes 2 popes and 3 queens.
Whoa!
So he is going to talk about history, geography, and art as a peace medium.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. And he's going to be in town in July?
He will be in McMinnville on the 28th and 29th of July.
That's fantastic. So you also have another person, Chief Gray Wolf.
Yeah, Chief Gray Wolf is the executive director of the Cherokee Nation. And he's agreed to be here in person on Wednesday morning. And we'll speak to the kids about, again, history, geography, and what it feels to be a Native American.
Sure, in this time, absolutely.
Right. We also will have the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde participating in teaching Native American dance.
How about storytelling?
We have a group of students from the Muslim Educational Trust in Tigard who will spend Tuesday afternoon with us in a storytelling session.
That's fantastic.
Again, it's part of the multicultural, multinational focus of this event.
Let's talk about Aaron Nigel Smith for a moment.
Okay, Aaron is an African American, a Rotarian from Lake Oswego, and he runs a foundation called the One World Chorus, which helps youth around the world. The One World Chorus now consists of a group in Kenya, which is supported by Rotary, the Shura Rotary Home. It's an orphanage. The Bob Marley Foundation in Jamaica, and a group in Portland and Brooklyn, New York. We're going to add to the One World Chorus a group in India at the Canal International School.
Okay.
And then we're going to teach in 5 days. Our kids are going to become part of the One World Chorus.
Isn't that fantastic?
So we are going to record them. Aaron is going to Kenya next week. He's going to record. What I want is the kids in Kenya to introduce themselves by first name create a peace message for McMinnville, and then sing Bob Marley's One Love. And then we're going to do the same here, back to them. And then, so we'll have 5 different groups from Africa, the Americas, my hometown of Brooklyn,
Awesome.
McMinnville, and India.
So we're going to get to see kind of an idea of what this looks like. Paul, if you would play the video, please.
Everyone say one love. Yeah, say one heart. Yeah, say let's get together. And feel alright. You know the song.
True, I love to you, it goes on and on. Type of still at the way we do it one by one. Come on, sing it with me. One more chorus. You know you gotta feel alright now. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together and feel together and feel alright.
So Larry, that's fantastic.
Gives me goosebumps every time I watch it.
Fantastic. The next graphic, Paul, if you would bring that up of Martin, I'm going to have Larry talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, one of the groups is supported by the Bob Marley Foundation.
Yes.
And Aaron is working on a construction project there with Ziggy Marley.
Yes.
And there's a good possibility that the recording that comes out of Jamaica will include Ziggy Marley and the Wailers.
How unbelievable is that?
Yeah, no promises yet.
Yeah, I understand. So, Paul, if you'd bring up the next one, please. So there's Ziggy, and there's the possibility of a live Skype with Ziggy
There is.
for this.
Or a video recorded session. Aaron thinks that we can get him to do a song for McMinnville specifically.
Isn't that fantastic?
And it probably won't be One Love, but it could be.
You never know with Ziggy. But, you know, we all loved Bob. So Ziggy is, you know, fantastic. He's carrying it on.
Yeah, and they have 50 acres of land that have just been donated for a community center in St. Anne, Jamaica.
Wow.
And we're going to be working together. We have a meeting next Wednesday to put an architectural team together to create that community center with the Marley Foundation.
That's fantastic. So would you like to talk about Amanda Pawanka a little bit?
Amanda is amazing. Amanda will be opening the Blue Quail on 3rd Street, which is a scrapbooking store, which will also include painting classes and painting supplies. Amanda will be doing the art part of our Peace Village. There's Amanda. And we are going to create a peace heart. And it's going to be made out of peace blocks that each of the students, each of the villagers will create with their own message of peace. And it'll be put together as a mobile heart. And then Aaron will work with our drummers to create a heartbeat for the peace heart.
How fantastic.
And hopefully that'll go from the elementary schools and middle schools, keep circulating within McMinnville.
So on a circuit, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we'd like the next year in the school year to be a year, this year's theme in the school district is unity. Next year we'd like it to be peace.
Fantastic. So would you like to talk about the Mandela Fellows? From
they're probably all between 25 and 35. There's 25 of them. They're very well educated, mostly MBAs. They're all in Africa. They are all doing some good, working with the United Nations, working with youth, working with Rotary. I've been asked to write 2 recommendation letters for some of the Mandela Fellows to join Rotary clubs in Africa. They have bonded, we have bonded with them. There's a good chance that representatives will be back in Portland next summer.
Okay.
But they will create their own video for the Peace Village.
How fantastic.
At least I have commitments from Kenya, Chad, Ethiopia, and Botswana.
That's fantastic. Let's talk about Sarah Ahmad from Dayton, Ohio.
Sarah's the 13-year-old Syrian American who wrote that peace song, What in the World Would You Like It to Be?
And her graphic depiction is on that trailer.
Yes. And she's very peace-oriented, and I've asked her mother whether she would want to participate and said she would be honored and to sing her song, but I would like her to have our kids sing the song with her.
Oh, fantastic.
This will be done in the Galaxy Theater, previously the IMAX Theater, and it will be done via Skype, so it'll be live.
So it's all on the same campus.
Yes.
Yes. Talk about who's doing the counseling for this event.
Oh, they're going to be all over the place. We have an Interact group, which is a Rotary group in the high school. There's around 10 of them. And then we have the Linfield International Friendship Program. So between the 2 groups, we should have about a dozen counselors that'll work daily with the kids. Anyone else who would like to volunteer, we need help helping them eat, helping them go to the bathroom, helping them find the classes they're supposed to be in, just making sure the timing works every day. It's only 5 days and it's going to go by very quickly.
So you do need additional volunteers.
We can use volunteers.
Awesome. So if you're interested, get a hold. Paul, if you would bring up the Facebook and the website page banner, that would be great. Partnerships. Let's talk about Evergreen first and what they're doing.
The Evergreen, Hilda, who's the Director of Education,
Right.
is on our steering committee. Hilda Pareo. They are giving us the theater in the mornings and Friday afternoon.
Okay.
The partnerships at the Falls Event Center has donated the classrooms above the Space Museum and the lodge. And the lodge is where we'll do all our recording.
Yes.
The Peace Valley School, Molly, who is the founder, is our camp director.
Okay.
And then they are our fiscal agent, so all of the monies we collect and disperse go through the Peace Valley School. Linfield is providing the counselors, and the school district is doing breakfast and lunch and transportation, background checks. The director of curriculum, Stephanie Lagarde, who was principal of the year in Oregon a couple years ago,
Yes.
is on our steering committee, as is Edwina Castle from the Noon Rotary Club.
Right.
I'm trying to remember whom else, but I think that's basically it.
Well, it takes a large team to plan something of this magnitude. How long has it taken you to get here?
But I audited the Newburgh Peace Village last year,
Okay.
so I watched them do it. So I kind of got a feeling for what it took, and
Sure.
figuring we would do it a year later.
Yeah.
But it's not a Rotary event, it's a McMinnville community event.
That's awesome.
There's 26 Peace Villages happening this year, and I've just been asked to join the board of globalpeacevillages.org, and we're going to work on doing our first two in Africa, in Kenya and Tanzania, or Tanzania, depending on who you
Yeah.
talk to, in November.
Peace villages from around the world,
Right.
always.
Yeah, this is the first year that they're expanding across the United States, in Missouri, Virginia, North Carolina.
So how long have these peace villages been occurring, Larry?
First one was in 1995 in Lincoln City, and it was because of a really horrendous bullying event that some kids wound up in the hospital.
Wow.
And it was Center for Spiritual Living at Pacific University, the United Congregational Church, and the Siletz Tribe that put together the first Peace Village. And they're still going on an annual basis.
That's fantastic that they're still doing this. And it's been 21 years.
21 years, yeah.
Fantastic. So how do you break up the classes, and how do you break up the different grade levels for this type of event?
Well, the 3rd and 4th graders are together, 5th and 6th are together, and 7th and 8th. There's certain things we do with the middle schoolers that we don't do with the younger kids.
Sure.
More on the conflict resolution part of it. The One World Chorus we do as a group of 75, but most of the classes in the morning are 3 separate classes, age specific.
So would you talk about Friday, August 18th, both the morning program and the evening program?
Well, the morning we're going to try. We're going to record these kids singing One Love. No guarantee what it's going to sound like.
Nor does it matter.
It doesn't matter. And no one's tried this before. And one of the reasons for joining the board of Peace Villages is to provide more collaboration between the different Peace Villages. Right now, they all kind of do it themselves, which is good to have a unique personality, but there are things we can add that make it more of a joint event, more of a global event,
Sure.
more of a national event, because peace should be a focus, and it's one of the 6 primary focuses of Rotary.
Well, we're all here for a reason.
I hope
And
so.
hopefully we interface with each other and collaborate to make this a better world.
And
a more-
McMinnville is not a very diverse community. So I look at the Peace Village here as a different pathway, a career pathway,
Yes.
where you can learn how to be a doctor or a welder or a machinist, but you also can maybe dedicate your life to something different. And this might open some of the eyes of the kids to a unique viewpoint.
Exactly. So on Friday, August 18th, who's invited to the evening ceremony?
Well, whoever can do, we have, I think, 270 seats in the theater. I would assume it's going to be mostly teachers, parents,
Sure.
and friends, and volunteers. And I think that probably fills up the
And
audience.
the Yamhill Valley Peacemakers are also invited,
Yes.
and anyone that wants to really attend.
Well, and I'm hopefully MCM Media can record the event, and we can have that event available to everybody.
Very good. So, what do you hope to accomplish through this Peace Village this year?
I look at it as 4 different segments. The first one is within each child,
Yes.
to make a difference in their way of thinking. Then they've created a community of 75, and they're going to become part of that community, and hopefully the younger ones continue to be part of our Peace Village as they grow, and then becoming part of the national group, and then a global group.
Yes.
So when you're thinking about going to college or traveling overseas, you might want to go to Kenya and Jamaica because you know some kids there.
Sure.
Or India. It's opening their eyes and their ears to something different, something new.
Well, they are our future. And so I can see it being local and then regional and national and international.
Right. And that's why we're bringing in people from, the Cherokee Nation and from Florence, Italy. And Aaron will be here the entire week with us.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I only have 2 more questions for you, Larry.
Uh-oh.
And then we're all done. So, Rotary Club recently planted a peace pole at the Civic Center.
Yes.
So, Paul, if you would bring up that graphic, please. Would you like to talk about this?
Yeah, this is one of 6 we're planting in McMinnville, or actually one will be at the Grand Ronde Community Center. One of 183 that were planted that day in Oregon and Washington. And there are peace poles in around 180 countries. And this was the largest single-day peace pole planting ever.
In the history.
In the history of the world.
That's fantastic.
So it went from Seaside to Hermiston to White Salmon, Vancouver, down to Salem.
That's fantastic. Paul, if you could bring that one down, perfect. So, just one more thing, and then I'm going to let you talk about the Peace Village one last time. Peace Valley School in Dayton, Oregon. Talk about that for just a moment.
They're just organizing. In September, they will open. It's kind of the one-room schoolhouse from the past. Molly Lord Garretson is the founder and teacher, and Molly is our camp director.
Yes.
Grades 6 through 12 students, no more than 12 students, all taught individually. Molly guarantees that when they come out of school, they will know how to change the oil, change the tires on their car, know what their car is made of. They will have at least 1 international trip and hopefully 2 as part of their annual being. And it's a very unique school. It opens in September. And I would hope you'd have Molly on your show, because I think it would be very interesting to hear.
I'm going to work really hard to make that happen, and I'm hoping to make it happen like in July.
Yeah, and this has been her dream, to do this school for a long time.
Oh, that's fantastic, and I can't wait to talk to her about this. So would you like to look into this camera right here, Larry, and tell everybody one last time about this fantastic Sunrise Rotary and Noon Rotary event coming to?
Yeah, well, it's a community event, and I'd like you, if you're local, to think about your 3rd graders to 8th graders and giving them a very unique day camp experience. We're going to expose them to music, art, dance, other cultures, other nations, and they're going to be part of a bigger thing. And that bigger thing is going to be a week of fun. And I think it might impact their lives.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Larry, and I'd like to thank both Rotary clubs for working so hard to make this happen. Thank you very much, Larry.
You're very welcome.
And thank you, everybody, for watching.